Close your eyes for a moment and imagine the gentle hush of dawn, the world not quite awake, the streets still holding the last sighs of night. There's a cool promise in the air, a kind of delicate anticipation. This is my favorite time to craft the foundation of my day, and it all begins in the kitchen. This isn't just about what fills my plate. It's about how food quietly shapes my mood, keeps my mind clear, and even deepens how I savor life. From the very first sip in the morning to the calm, content final bite at night, here's everything I eat in a day to stay healthy, energized, and connected to myself. If this journey resonates with you, let your support shine by hitting like, subscribing, and sharing in the comments the meals that comfort your soul. Now, let me invite you into my day. A day built on small, mindful choices that together become something extraordinary. 5. The early morning ritual. Water that awakens more than thirst. My mornings start before my phone lights up, before my feet even truly find the ground. In the tender blue light slipping through my curtains, I walk softly in the kitchen, like I might wake the house itself. I fill a tall glass with warm water, steam gently unfurling upward. Into it, I squeeze half a lemon, the oils from its rind perfuming the air with bright citrus. Sometimes I add a slice of fresh ginger, golden and sharp, or a few mint leaves that unfurl like tiny emerald sails once they touch the warmth. As I bring the glass to my lips, I take the smallest pause. There's something sacred here, this quiet, this promise. The first sip rolls over my tongue, a delicate mix of tang and gentle heat. I feel it travel down, blooming outward, almost as if it's waking up my organs one by one. I imagine it rinsing the fog of sleep from my cells, whispering, "Let's clear out yesterday, let's begin again." It's the simplest act, yet it shapes my entire mindset. Before any headline or notification can carve its demands into my day, I've already chosen something nourishing, grounding, and wholly mine. 4. Breakfast, a symphony in a bowl. By mid-morning, my body hums with a kind of gentle anticipation. It's ready for more than just hydration. It craves something substantial, something joyful. Breakfast, for me, isn't just about eating. It's about infusing the day with a quiet optimism. When I prepare it, I move slowly, almost reverently. Today it's overnight oats that have been soaking patiently all night in creamy almond milk. They've swollen into tender, silky pearls, ready to be dressed up. I stir in a spoonful of chia seeds, tiny black flecks that will bloom even more as they sit. Next comes a handful of walnuts, rugged and earthy, carrying that slight bitterness that perfectly balances sweetness. Then, the crown jewels, blueberries. Tiny indigo globes that pop with juice, each one a miniature universe of sweet tart delight. I drizzle raw honey over the top, amber ribbons that catch the morning light, and add a generous swirl of almond butter that slowly melts into delicate marbled patterns. As I take the first spoonful, there's this gorgeous interplay of textures, the oats lush and soft, the nuts crackling under my bite, the berries bursting like tiny fireworks. It's more than taste. It's a tactile experience that somehow says this day is going to be a good one. And as I eat, I often catch myself smiling, feeling this tender pride that I've chosen something beautiful and kind to start my day. 3. Lunch, painting happiness with vegetables. By early afternoon, my energy dips ever so slightly, like a lullaby trying to coax me into rest. But I've learned to meet it with color, a kind of edible art therapy. Lunch is when I let my creativity bloom. Today's plate is practically a canvas. I start with a bed of greens, peppery arugula, baby spinach, and tender kale leaves that still hold whispers of the garden. Then come half cherry tomatoes, glistening like tiny rubies. Cool cucumber slices nestle alongside sweet, crisp yellow bell peppers. And finally, luscious slices of avocado, their pale green flesh a small luxury all on its own. For protein, I've marinated chicken breast in olive oil, garlic, and rosemary. As it sizzles in the pan, the kitchen fills with a scent that's somehow both cozy and exhilarating. I lay the golden brown strips gently over the salad. A squeeze of lemon, a swirl of olive oil, and a quick dusting of flaky sea salt. That's all it needs. When I finally sit down, fork poised, I take a second just to admire it. The colors, the shine, the invitation. Each bite is crisp, fresh, slightly tart or sweet depending on what finds my fork. The chicken is juicy, pulling apart in tender shreds, and the avocado's creamy richness binds it all together. Lunch like this doesn't weigh me down. It feels like someone cracked open a window inside me and let sunlight pour through. And it always reminds me that taking an extra few minutes to build something beautiful on your plate is never wasted time. 2. Midday snack. Quiet joy in small things. Late afternoons are where the whispers start. Those sly suggestions from old habits telling me to wander into the pantry and rummage for something salty, something sugary, something that promises a quick thrill but always betrays me with a crash later. So instead, I keep it simple, close and tactile. Today, it's a small bowl of mixed nuts. Almonds with their clean, satisfying crunch, pistachios that offer a playful resistance, and cashews that almost melt the moment they touch my tongue. Beside them, I slice a crisp, cold apple into delicate moons. Their skin is taut, glossy, the inside a pale cream. Sometimes I dip them lightly into a swirl of natural peanut butter, letting it cling thickly before biting in. The combination is everything. Crisp, juicy, nutty, sweet, a tiny ceremony that feels indulgent without sabotage. I usually take this snack to my favorite chair by the window. There, with sunlight pooling at my feet, I eat slowly, letting each texture and taste unfold fully. It's a way of telling myself, you deserve joy in small things. And somehow, it tethers me more firmly to the rest of the afternoon. 1. Dinner, a soft, glowing goodbye to the day. By evening, the sun has slanted low, pouring gold into every corner of the kitchen. I always think there's something poetic about cooking dinner in this light, as if the world itself is adding a last flourish to the meal. Tonight, I prepared salmon. It's been marinating with lemon zest still, and just the faintest brush of garlic. As it sears, the kitchen fills with a fragrance that makes me close my eyes and just breathe. When I slide a fork into it, it falls apart in tender coral-colored flakes. Beside it, I've made a small pile of quinoa. Fluffy, delicately nutty, each little grain catching drops of the salmon's juices. And for a vegetable, sauteed broccoli, bright, still slightly crisp, kissed with garlic and a hint of sea salt. Sometimes I sprinkle sesame seeds over the top. Their subtle crunch the perfect whisper of contrast. Each bite is like easing into a soft blanket. Warm, soothing, gentle. Dinner for me is never about deprivation. It's about giving my body a tender goodbye for the day. A promise that after all it carried me through, it deserves to be comforted. As I finish, I usually brew a tea, maybe chamomile or peppermint. I cradle the mug, letting the steam rise and fog my thoughts in the best way. And in that last quiet sip, there's this subtle, sweet sense of peace. So that's what I eat in a day. Not to chase some impossible idea of perfection, but to honor my body, lift my mood, and keep my spirit gently tethered to what matters most. If even one of these moments sparked something in you, whether it's a craving for lemon water at dawn or a bright, wild salad at lunch, let me know by liking this video, subscribing, and sharing your own favorite soul foods in the comments. I'd love to hear how you feed your life with tiny, beautiful rituals. Until next time, take care of yourself, one bite, one breath, one small act of grace at a time.